I recall that finishing that styrofoam drawing I've been working on over the past couple to few days. It was basically the first thing I did today. I stayed up and worked slowly on what was left to work on. By the time today started, which was the coloring of the sports bra outside of the studs, for which I decided to essentially do a patterning with two different hues of blue that would match patterning that matched the Mucha Libre mask that I gave that styrofoam drawing the other day. Although ever since I've finished that styrofoam drawing and then took the picture at around 9 in the morning, even though I think I went to bed somewhere around 4 in the morning, I got woken up by my phone's ringtone. Because I got one of those calls that comes from a number you don't know, something that I'm sure Dad put magnesium in this. I believe this is more of the mango guava juice that he got from Aldi's the other day. You would be I'm tempted to call these kind of calls that you get from numbers you don't recognize robocalls, but in this case I could clearly tell it was an actual person, since they organically reacted to my responses. I recall getting 3 such calls from about 9 in the morning to 9:30 in the morning, because that first phone call that woke me up is apparently connected to some kind of phone company that specializes in education opportunities, something like that. So they connected me to to some universities. The first of which, the second college that called me was known as Berkeley University, but it's one in New Jersey, not the one in California. And then the other college, the one that called me first within the half-hour window, I think they were some kind of local community university or something like that. That's according to my recollection. I think they're based in Arizona, something like that. The only reason it even made sense, it would even make sense for me to consider that is going to out-of-state colleges is because they offered online classes. Thing is, I'm not entirely sure if furthering my education at this time is exactly what I want to do at this time. I feel that what I would be most interested in doing would be best served if I got my Skillshare subscription back, so I could take some classes that should help, some online classes that would help me improve in drawing on pieces of Styrofoam. This is where I'm at currently for the task sets. I don't particularly like that daily exclusive. Hopefully I'm able to re-roll it before I get it. I'm hoping I'll be able to get lucky, have this line up exactly with a ×3 or at least ×2 bonus of these. What I generally told those colleges was that I graduated from the college at Brockport with a double major in criminal justice and political science. Political science and criminal justice. And then I would generally be interested in something to do with art. My best option for Berkeley was in New Jersey, but essentially it would be getting a second bachelor's. This would be completely online. Would be to go for a 3D visualization design. Basically a 3D design class. Which I think is something you could probably do using Skillshare. Still, taking those online classes and getting that additional bachelor's would help me to get into the gaming industry, although I think the same thing could be achieved through taking classes on Skillshare. Or I think I recall seeing ads for a college called Full Sail University that apparently specializes in game design. The first phone call from the Education Opportunities Center, I'm going to call it, lasted 9 minutes. Same for the second phone call, the one from that college in Arizona. Yeah, but the phone call with that Berkeley, New Jersey college, I think lasted for about 15 to 18 minutes. And then that was partially to set up. That phone call could have been as short as 12 minutes. It was to set up an appointment for 1 p.m. There was an offer to do it right away, but I honestly didn't want to do it right away. I needed time in order to think for the most part. But then at some point there may have been a fourth phone call. This being the second one from that college in Arizona. Where it was essentially determined that essentially there weren't any classes I would be interested in. None that would be a good fit for me given my interest. I don't have any fresh pieces of Styrofoam. So my best bet for the time being is probably to resume work on this Styrofoam drawing that was meant to be an Easter gift to Dad's parents. That 1 p.m. conference consisted of essentially... so checking again, I was called just 3 times from 9 in the morning to 9:30 in the morning. One at roughly 9 in the morning, the second at 9:15 in the morning, and the third at 9:30 in the morning. The third phone call was from that Arizona University, the second one from that Berkeley, New Jersey one, and the first one was by that Education Opportunity Center. Dad got this cheesecake from Aldi's today, and there's more to it. The fourth phone call was at 1 p.m., and that was that appointment, during which I was sent a Gmail link to a sort of online virtual tour of basically Berkeley, New Jersey's website. That piece of cheesecake was pretty good. I think it was around 1:20 p.m. that I got that zinc olive oil water out. It was in a blue plastic glass. Left it out for about 20 minutes. So at 1:40 p.m. I stirred it with a black plastic knife. And it worked just fine. The olive oil wasn't congealed. It turns out, for another of those provinces, I've got a wool deposit, a cloth deposit. So once I get that province, I can also build a weaving mill. My Viking settlement is doing well. I believe today was the day I unlocked the shrine. I'm just currently working on trying to unlock the mead brewery next. That's going to require another shack, though. It was during that 1 p.m. appointment / online session / phone call that I got further information about how that 3D design bachelor's could lead me to get into the gaming industry. I decided to stay at Dad's place because it was making steaks tonight. Something I haven't had in a while compared to one of those salmon meals. Teriyaki, I believe, with mushrooms and red peppers at Mom's place. At Mom's place, which I've had relatively recently. That, and Mom wouldn't be going out karaoke singing tonight. I first tried calling her at noon. She answered, but she was busy at work. So I called again at about 3:11, at which point she was just getting into the car. It was around 3:34 p.m. when, maybe around 5 p.m. actually. It was around noon when I had that quinoa meal that I cooked using the microwave. And around 5:15 p.m. when I talked with Mom and made that decision to stay at Dad's place. Since I felt like having steak tonight. And Mom wouldn't be going out for karaoke tonight. At some point in the afternoon, I also had some Mystique barbecue chips. Essentially what was left from a bag of them, and there weren't that many left. It was out on that coffee table in the living room of the apartment unit. I also briefly worked on the 99th Dan Hamming episode today. Right now I'm just thinking of what I should add next, essentially. Think of what to do next in terms of the Caucasian male of the trio, talking about food waste. How should I depict it? This is pineapple juice.